Hey guys, thanks for tuning in this video. If you're familiar with my channel, you're probably wondering why I dropped off the face of the earth since my last video, which was a little over 2 months ago. And as the title suggests, I got a new job. And that is not the only reason why. Your boy's been busy with several things, multiple side projects, the holidays, family, personal things. But at the end of the day, I also think I was kind of lazy, and it was a good year for this YouTube channel, and I needed a break to recoup. But yeah, I got a new job, and I figured I wanted to share my experience of how I got the job, why I decided to leave my past role, as well as share my experience during the job process in 2024 and the end of 2024 slash the beginning of 2025. So I hope this video helps any of you guys looking to land a new role, whether you're landing your first one or trying to transition into a new job. So let's get right into it. Why did I leave my current role and look for a new one? Well, to be honest, I just thought it was time. Anybody that is from my past role, company, teammates, and possibly a employer too, we're cool though, so I don't have a problem saying how I feel. They were actually really good to me, so I have no complaints there. It was more just I felt like it was the right time. I started having some negative feelings, and I felt like a lack of motivation, which was weird because the first half of it I didn't feel that way at all. I felt like I was going to be there forever, or at least a couple of years. But it just became a distraction. I felt like I wasn't doing my best work, and I just didn't like this feeling for a few months. So I tried to push through it for a while and try to rekindle the fire per se. But it kept going, and I just felt like it was time. So to be good for the company and good for myself, I just thought, hey, I'm going to stay here, do good work, make the best out of this experience. But if something comes that is a good opportunity that I can't turn down, then I would be open to it. And that's kind of what happened. I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't applying for jobs, but it also wasn't like hardcore, like I need a job or I really want to go, because I had a good job. It was more like if something caught my eye, then I would submit an app or I would DM the person. But it wasn't like probably what a lot of people go through, where you try to apply for 500 jobs because you really want a job. It really wasn't that experience. Yeah, if my employer's on this call, I appreciate it. It was a good experience. But also at the same time, I'm happy for the new one I got, and I'm happy to share the details with you. Now, as far as how, or I should say my job experience, hunting experience, I actually interviewed with 5 separate companies of different scales and categories. The current company, the past company I was working at was actually an AI company. I didn't necessarily, again, have a specific target in mind, so I did not target AI companies. But there were, I think, one that was. But today I have five companies. 4 were related to Utah. Some were fully remote, some were hybrid. One was in San Francisco for a Y Combinator company. I actually interviewed with 2 funded Y Combinator companies. Both are from 1 or 2 year previous batches, and they're doing well. And it was a cool experience to, one, as a self-taught developer, to get considered when I compete against a lot of people that have these great resumes from MIT, and they work for these different Airbnb and Stripe and whatnot. So it was kind of cool to land those interviews. I also did have an interview with a major, just very corporate company, just big, a lot of employees, more, I wouldn't say necessarily innovative, but really big company, probably with good benefits, and was local to Utah. So yeah, I had a variety of different interviews. Some were like live coding, some were like take home, some were assessments, screenings. I think one of them I didn't pass the screening. One I got to the second round, and then 2 I got to the final round. So I had a variety of different experiences, and it was kind of cool because my first time around trying to get a job, I had no luck with really getting interviews, and I had to go through a program, interview through a program, just to get in this pool of people. And then I got interviewed with 2 people and got in. And then my second role, I networked, so that one wasn't a crazy. I didn't really apply for anybody specifically. I just did all these things to get the go to have that interview, and then it worked out through networking, which now is with a good buddy, a friend of mine. So this was my first experience really like going through what most people do, which are the traditional LinkedIn applications, different sites, networking, Discord groups, just different things. And again, I didn't go as long as some of you guys that might have done 500 applications and stuff like that, but I did have to go through that process. So it was kind of cool and validating for me personally to just actually have 5 companies to give me a chance to possibly join their team. So how did I land a role? Well, the company I actually went with came through a Slack channel for a JavaScript group that I've been part of for over a year now, and they have one channel for just job postings, and I always see stuff, and I never really see anything in there, and I just take a peek occasionally, and I've actually one of my other interviews came from that same channel like 2 3 months ago, and it didn't, I got to 2 rounds and I didn't get all the way to the end, but it was a cool company. But yeah, it's kind of cool. So I think if you're looking for a job, definitely monitor Discord, Slack channels. I don't know what else there is, GroupMe, to just kind of see there's coding specific related groups that you can be a part of that they'll share jobs. And that doesn't always mean they'll respond back to you or you'll get the job, but it was a good opportunity for me to see first because they were looking to hire somebody locally, and I just reached out and I saw the opportunity and I said, hey, I've been part of this group for a while. I saw this seems interesting. We'd love to talk about it. And it was actually the principal engineer. So pretty, it's not a huge hierarchy necessarily in the tech organization, but he was pretty, I would say, next in line to the CTO. So it was kind of cool to have a response back for within like 5 10 minutes, and he said, sure, your resume looks cool, and let's schedule me a call. And it was a pretty thorough interview process. It was chill, it was good. I think they gave me a fair chance. But I talked to them 4 or 5 times, various people, principal engineer first, then a team interview of 4 people. Then I had one with 2 people, or sorry, with the principal again, and then I also had one with the CTO and the principal. So 4, I think, separate video chat calls. I also had to build a design tool within, I think it did in like 3 days, just to kind of show my experience with JavaScript. And on the front end, it wasn't really back end heavy. They just kind of wanted to see what I could do with just pure JavaScript. And then for designing tool related things. And then I also got to get a snippet of their code base and kind of walk them through what I was seeing, what I would do, give some suggestions and whatnot. So it was kind of a variety of different experiences, obviously some questions as well. And it was honestly, if it was, a 3 week process, I think, maybe 3, maybe 20, I would say 3 weeks. But it was cool, and I was really excited. They seemed like they liked me. It seemed really like a healthy environment to be in and a welcoming environment, and I just really liked the people there. So the other people I interviewed with for different companies, they were cool too. 2 other companies I got pretty far with, but this was the one I felt like I just felt like they really liked the opportunity for me to be there. It was funny is they were looking for 2 roles, and the first role I interviewed for, the first half of the interview, they actually went with somebody else, but they liked me so much they let me kind of skip the line for the other one, and I only had to do 1 interview for that one, and they gave me an offer for that. So that's how I landed my current role. It was awesome. I could have been patient and looked for other things. Again, I wasn't really rushing. The job I had before was really good. They were nice to me. I really liked the people I work with, but I just felt like it was a good fit. And sometimes it's in the tech world you can get laid off, things can happen, and I just didn't want to wait too long when I felt like this company really wanted me. They had a really good, successful business. You're really secure, they don't lay anybody off. They do all kinds of good stuff, and it's not like a fancy company per se, but it seemed like a really good company and a really good place for me to grow and learn as a developer. So that's where I decided to go, and that's really why I've been super busy, just preparing for the interviews and building projects for the interviews, as well as maintaining ones that I'm working on the side. So, and then also I had my current job. I have my 3 kids, my wife. So, and you had the holiday season. So I've just been really swamped, honestly. So anybody who does, really like my videos, I appreciate it, and I apologize for the vacancy. But I am going to look forward in the new year to kind of get back to the consistency. And yeah, if you want any final tips for job, getting a new role, one is if you're breaking in, my experience is networking. I don't think you really, to be honest, have a fighting chance. Just going through traditional channels is going to meetups, groups, having friends, family, hiring events, those type of things. For a second or third role, I think it's really try to grow at your first job and define specific things that you did to contribute and demonstrate your skill sets through maybe a really dope project, or on your resume sharing specifically things that you did to improve that current job. Also, a good recommendation from the right person goes a long way. So I think also that will help you. And then honestly, the truth is just persistence. I think I've been blessed for where I've been at, but at the end of the day, it's because I've been persistent. And I think that's why, and I put myself out there. And you'd be surprised who give you a chance, But when you do get the shot, you have to show up too. So I hope that's good advice for someone out there. If you have any specific questions or need advice, feel free to comment on this video, and I'll feel free to share what I can with you. So otherwise, I appreciate again anybody who has subscribed and watched this video to the end as well. Please like, comment, and leave whatever notes you want. I appreciate your feedback, and I'll see you in the next video.